Yet another intervention to help resolve the crippling water crisis in the city of Tshwane. The inquiry comes after fresh complaints that the city is failing to meet quality water standards and is violating human rights. The city is awash with frail and old infrastructure and polluted dams brimming with sludge.
And who's suffering? It's not the people staying in Waterkloof. It's not the people staying in Pretoria. It's the people staying next to the Apies River. It's the people staying next to the Pinaar River and all the other rivers mentioned, like Enops River, and also the people staying next to the Roodeplaat Dam. But not just them staying there. It's also the people that are employed there and working there. Because if businesses close down, then we sit with people without jobs. And also, it is stopping that further development takes place. Because you cannot develop if your infrastructure is not in place.
While the city says it's trying to solve the problem, the Department of Water and Sanitation accused it of not complying with regulations. The department also conceded it has been too lenient on Tshwane.
I wouldn't say, as the National Department of Water and Sanitation, we have failed in our responsibility to do what we're supposed to do in Tshwane. I think in fact, we have been very lenient. If I have to put it bluntly, we have been very lenient with Tshwane. We have been listening to their plans. We have been condoning their postponement.
A confession that didn't go down well with the Human Rights Commission.
This is quite disturbing because one can, from what you've been saying, one can construe that you've been contributing to the problem or to the challenges that are facing the city of Tshwane and its residents. Cases, criminal charges were made, no one has been arrested, no one has been sued.
Tshwane cited insufficient funding as its biggest obstacle. The city needs over 9.2 billion rand to refurbish its water infrastructure. Over 2 billion has been allocated with a 500 million rand budget per annum.
We need to get the department to also support our efforts for external and increases in grant funding. They influence the grant funding. We trust that considering the seriousness that we may expect an increase in grants.
Do you feel you have not received enough support from the department over the years?
Funding-wise, there definitely hasn't been, and to think that you see it's the balance that was referred to between support and regulation.
Previously, the Human Rights Commission also had to intervene when it was apparent that water in Hammanskraal was not fit for human consumption. Tshwane's failure to ensure adequate controls of its water resources is at the core of the water crisis in the capital city. The South African Human Rights Commission has given both the City of Tshwane and the Department of Water and Sanitation a tongue lashing for failing to adequately manage the city's water resources. The Commission told Tshwane that the city has failed in its constitutional mandate to serve the people of Tshwane with dignity, and now the human rights watchdog is strongly considering legal action against the City of Tshwane for the ongoing water crisis. Patricia Fasagi, SABC News at the Roodeplaat Dam near Pretoria.